All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to green hair feminist thinks it's stupid to question the weird ideas. Jump in.
Although I'm still confused, even like with the numbers you provided, like wouldn't you assume if it's 1 out of 10 men, like the other 9 men would just intervene on your behalf because men are benevolent?
Excuse me, can you repeat
Well, you
that
said,
last part?
okay, using your own stat, you said 10% of men. So when we gave you the 10 men versus 10 bears, I think you still picked bears, right? And you too, Kiko? Like, No, you said
No,
I
she said no bears.
no. She picked bears.
She picked man.
Man
Even
versus
on my
bear.
paper,
She
I picked a
literally
man
picked man.
versus a bear.
No.
I thought you said
there
with
was 2
10
other
men.
ones. Oh, 10 men.
Versus-
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah, with
I
10
was
men.
kind of joking though. I was fucking around.
Oh,
I was
okay,
like,
but so-
10 men versus a bear. Yeah. Give me the bear.
Okay, so using your own stats on this, like it would be 10% of men, that'd be 1 out of the 10 men. Like if that one guy did try to do something, like it's safe to assume like most men would intervene seeing you being attacked in this way, and they would like probably kill that guy. Or do you think
That-
they would stand by and watch?
I mean, there's a couple different ways that it could go. They could intervene, in which case, yay, great.
Wait, hold on.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and grant that it could.
Wow. It's just the level of just thinking so low about men already. It's what? An hour and 30 seconds. And I mean, a minute
They
and 30
could
seconds. Wow.
watch? Like that is...
They could
A
also join
possibility?
in. That is also a possibility.
Wait, but you said the risk is 10%. So that would mean only one man would do it and the rest wouldn't.
Who wants to join in on that? It's-
You'd be surprised.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
of
on.
course.
There's actually a whole genre.
So, okay, okay, fine, whatever. I don't think I'm going to get anything from that question then. Just occurs to me that...
I also just think that the
probably-
man versus bear argument is stupid and doesn't actually
Well, I think
address any of the concern that us women have with men or bears.
Oh.
Well, I think it would indicate that women who'd pick bear...
I agree with that.
I think it would indicate that women who'd pick bear are sexist.
I think they're
No.
scared.
Scared.
Oh, okay. So hold on. Let me change it then. So if we replace
Let's go.
man with black person, and if you pick black person because of previous
Encounter.
negative experiences that you've had, would this be racist?
I mean, I think making it a definition of black man is racist in itself.
Yo,
I'm
she
just saying, yeah.
she is a professional blamer. And her mind is just already programmed to just put it all in men, against men. She's a fourth wave, man. She's a fourth wave. Wow.
And in general.
What do you mean definition of black person?
I mean, you having to make that distinction. I think that makes the question racist in itself. When
How
it's
would
not
it-
race, it's gender.
well, that's fine.
Wait, so
Let-
that-
well,
wait.
just granted that, sure, the question in itself. Let's just assume for a moment that it's racist. Does that mean that if you wouldn't pick the black man that you're racist?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's just men in general, but that's also like
This is what Brian needs to practice. Brian, sometimes these back and forward are not, you don't need that. You have to grant the argument. Let's say, and then destroy the argument after that. That's why Andrew grants the arguments. He grants the arguments, and that way he can dismantle their own point of view. But people don't understand this. People don't. So they go in these back and forward because, guys, we like to do that, right? We want to. But this is why Andrew grants the arguments, in my opinion.
does that change
But-
the type of bear? Is it a brown bear or a polar bear?
Do you agree
Like,
that there's some nations of men where, due to the culture, they essay more than other groups of men in other nations?
based off of the statistics that we have, that could be accurate? Yeah.
Sure. So in this case, if somebody were to make a presupposition about black men based on this categorization of a subcategory, wouldn't that be racist?
So I think it's interesting that you took I think this question is dumb because it doesn't address the actual issue and turned it into a race thing. So
Yeah, what does that have to do with the question
I'm
I
just
asked?
testing the logic.
Logic for what? I'm saying that the question itself is dumb.
Obfuscating.
Well, I was saying it's a test for women. For
Well, that's how
sexual-
I'm saying that the question itself isn't. There we go. Now that we have ascertained that you have an opinion and I have an opinion.
You actually just said that you agree that me saying that the question in itself doesn't actually discuss any of the actual
Doesn't mean that
issues.
the question is dumb.
Okay, so what would you say that the question is?
Well, the question is trying to test your logic. It's just trying to determine if
you're
you're
consistent.
consistent in your
Okay.
logic across multiple categories. So if it is the case that you think 1 in 10 men would SA, perhaps that's true, right? But what if we break the demographic down? Are you willing to bite the same exact bullet in the same situation? If it were the case,
How about let's
hang
not?
on.
She's
Let me-
afraid.
I can't finish the question.
How about I
You're
just-
so terrified that I
Yeah,
can't.
she's afraid because what is coming is gonna go against her. And personally, I think expose what these people really are. It's the expectation or low expectation or low bigotry. I think it is. So I forgot the word. Low expectation. I forgot the word, man. The bigotry or low expectation. There you go. The bigotry or low expectation.
Finish this question.
No, I'm not. I'm
Then
just
let
saying
me
I picked the
finish
bear.
it.
Shiver
Then
me
let me
timbers.
finish it. Then let me finish
Shaking
it.
in my boots.
Okay, but why make the distinction?
Can I finish the
You
question?
can.
Great. Then let's do that. Okay. So if it is the case that what you're doing is you're saying 1 in 10 men will do X, and that's why I picked the bear, doesn't it stand a logical reason that if there were, I don't know, certain subgroups of men who are more likely, men in their 20s, for instance, right? Things like this, that you would try to adjust for those things?
Again, are we adjusting the bear as well?
No.
No. So what type of bear is it?
Why do we? Well, it's a random bear.
Well, no, because demographically, if you're talking about the different species of bear and who's more likely to attack a person.
Yeah, that's great. I agree that different bears may be more likely or less likely to attack. I agree.
Okay,
But-
so which bear?
because
What
we're
bear is
just
it?
keeping it. Here's the point. The point is we're keeping one side of the question the same. We're just asking a different aspect to the question.
Because you don't know the man you're going to come across. It could
Correct.
be a docile man who loves
So
all
now,
men, or a
if you
man
could correct,
who assaults.
if you could correct for demographics, would that change your answer?
No, I think I'd still choose the bear, honestly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really, like I'm actually genuinely curious because I'm the type of person who most people think I would say the bear. That's who I've been brought up to think this. But literally, if you were plopped in a forest and you were just on a hike, you're just doing your everyday hike or whatever you want to do, you would rather on your walk and trail pass a bear than pass a random man. Like, take the nuance off of it. You would
Now, if I was
on your own, just taking a
On a
morning
hike,
hike,
on a normal
you
hike.
would rather pass a bear, any breed of bear, than a man. That's
Any
genuinely
breed of bear? No, I would choose the man.
Okay, that's the point though, because you don't know what man you're coming across, and you don't know what type of bear you're coming across.
I could probably ascertain that I'm not going to come across a polar bear.
Oh my God, lady. I think I experienced this once, right? When I was finishing my master's degree, we're taking educational class. I forgot the name of the class. And one of the assignments was to know how to protect an argument, even knowing that you were wrong. Or even, I think the example was with a serial killer. You had to defend it. That day, I realized that people would just go to defend even a serial killer just to be right. And in that moment, I just realized that this is what they're doing to these people. They're teaching them how to even defend something that has no logic. Now you want to say, for certain I know there's not a polar bear. Oh, yeah, that's good. We get it. You get it. You're not in Alaska. We get it. What that has to do with the question. You know why you don't want to answer? Again, guys, I'm going to repeat this. Side language. Shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. She wants to be right so bad because she's a witch. She's a witch. And they despise men like Andrew. In my opinion, I have to make that premise. In my opinion, that's why she don't want to give that point to Andrew. Hey, Andrew, you know what? You might be right. Yeah, Andrew, you might be right. I might have to just reconsider still my position. Oh, let me just come back with something better. It could be both ways, guys. Let me reconsider my position, or you know what? Maybe I need to give some thought, and then I will come back with something new, something in those regards. But they just want to be so disingenuous. It just makes these conversations hard to follow, guys.
Okay, but there's black bears, there's grizzly bears, there's brown bears. You can't tell that man that's walking by you. You can't tell if he's an assaulter or if he's the most lovely man you've ever met. You can't tell that. So it's like if you had to choose without
guys.
any knowledge, if you had to choose between a bear and a man, you would choose a man.
That's also why I'm saying this question doesn't take into account the actual issue.
I get that, but this is what they would do to me. And I would stick down and I'm like, no, bear, because I'm thinking about the nuances and stuff.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you caught up and you're falling into it by not just admitting the fact that you would rather come across a man than a bear. And you're even a cougar, even a coyote, even a shark, even in reality, you would rather come across a man than a wild animal like that could tear you into shreds. Like I just listened to the voicemail, the call of this little girl and her stepdad in the forest while these bears and her cubs were eating them alive, and she's talking to her mom. Okay, I much rather take my chances. And I also know about the case of McKenna, who was in the forest with the man and didn't survive after 10 minutes of calling 911. It can go either way, but I think statistically, we can realize that you have a better chance across a random man walking past him than a bear.
For surviving,
Because-
yes, I agree.
Because you do it every day. You're literally sitting down with two guys in front of you. You think you will survive with two guys, with two bears in front of you? Really? Do you think you will survive with the same amount of time, if almost 8 hours of your podcast? It's almost 8 hours. I think that's what Brian does in these podcasts. 8 hours podcast. You think you will survive 8 hours with a bear? It's insane, guys. It's insane.
Okay, and that's what they're asking. They're not asking the
that's what
nuance.
I
They're not
agreed
asking all
before.
the other
Well,
stuff behind
in this
it. That's
case,
all they're asking.
While I appreciate that exchange, in this case, we're not. We're asking. Sorry, popcorn.
You want me to?
I'll take it.
You
I'll
need a
take
little
the
breather.
popcorn.
You need a little
No,
breather.
no. They're asking a question about if something is racist or not. So if you specifically could choose between a distinct race that you could spawn in with, if you refuse to choose one based on a preconceived notion that you have about
that's
that race,
illogic.
would that be racist?
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, let's say that you thought.
Let's go, Andrew.
Well, I don't know. Asian people were more likely to essay than white people, and so you chose, in this case,
Very
white people over
smart.
Asian people.
Very smart of Andrew. He said Asian. He didn't say Chicagoland. He didn't say Chicagoland.
Is that racist?
Yes.
I would
You have
say
no predisposed interactions. Because if you have 3 bad interactions with a certain particular race, I don't feel like you have an issue with saying that you have an issue with them.
for her.
But if you've never interacted with them, she's not going to answer.
Here, we're gonna
I
let
know.
her answer the question. Go ahead.
She
We're
wasn't
going to
gonna
let her
answer.
try anyway.
Well, so I've had a lot of bad experiences with white people, Asian people, Hispanic
Asians?
people. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Yes.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with men in general, which is why I picked the bear in the first place. So
And I have
honest-
no idea what this has to do with what I asked.
wait. Let me ask a quick follow-up question. So you've had a lot of bad experiences with men,
men,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So if you've had
and a woman,
But so
Oh.
you'd be totally fine if somebody's had like bad experiences with a racial group. They're like, oh, I don't want to be in this scenario. I don't want to be placed with
It
this racial group. I'd rather
depends
pick
on
the
how
bear."
bad the trauma is. Honestly, you
who
can't
are you?
control.
Yeah, we have to
PTSD.
make distinction. You see,
You can't control-
You see. Now, this is how these people right here, right? The problem with these people are that they're very, very. Their expectation for certain demographics is so low. It's so low, and they want it to be God. They want to be God. They want to be the ones that tell them what to do, where to go. They're so caught up in these kind of talking points that when they start listening to themselves, They start realizing, dang, I am a real racist. I am a damn real racist. Wow, I didn't expect that. I am a real one. A real one. And you know what's crazy? In my opinion, I think they're okay with it. That's why they act the way they act.
PTSD. You like
That's
it,
not the question, though. Answer the question.
what was the question?
Wow.
Okay, so you're saying if you have trauma with men, totally justifiable to pick the bear. Question is, if somebody's had past
Experience.
has had
Yeah, let's say you only had good experiences with one type of
no
sub-demographic of men.
has had say 3 bad experiences with 3 black men.
There you go.
Would that be enough justification for you? Like you would have no problem with them for just because they had 3 bad experiences with 3 individual black men, that this would be enough pretext and justification to pick the bear over black people, enough justification to pick the bear over a black person.
Again, depends on the trauma, but yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't that be?
Would that be racist?
I don't think it's inherently racist because you're not like, you don't hate the person because of the color of their skin. You just don't want to go through the flashbacks. It's, I don't know, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Using deductive reasoning.
Final question on this, on the bear thing. Can you at least have some sort of...
You don't like that. She does not like this. She does not like the bear questions because it's just exposed reality, guys. That's what it is. And I can guarantee you she knows about the bear. She knows about the bear. Oh, yes. Yes, she does.
This is almost going to be full circle here. What do you think about conservatives who object to transgender individuals having access to bathrooms of their opposite sex? Just transgender women who have access to women's bathrooms.
I'd say that if you're worried about them doing anything, then your actual worry is men, not the transness. You're worried about what's going on inside their head.
So you're fine with, like, for example, if conservatives were to put forth a law in a local jurisdiction or at state level or even the federal level that transgender women were barred from entering the women's bathroom, you'd be totally cool with this?
No. That they were
Why?
barred? That they were like not allowed?
They had to go into the bathroom with their sex.
Biologically assigned sex, yeah.
I don't.
But I don't understand. So you pick a bear over a man, over, yeah. Do you pick bear over a transgender woman?
No.
Huh. Even though it's a male.
Even though it's a transgender woman.
God,
Sure, it'd be a subcategory of male.
Sure, if that's what you guys want to categorize it as, yes,
Well,
I would choose.
I mean that there's no other way to get. You can say it's woman, sure, or that's a woman.
I would think
But
that
anyway,
I
but
would think
the question-
that they are
And they
less
hate her.
dangerous than an
Yo,
actual
they
man,
hate her.
yes.
Okay, that's fine. But if from the conservative viewpoint, conservatives view transgender women going into
Women's bathrooms.
women's bathrooms, what actual objection would you have?
I don't have an objection.
You literally just said you have an objection to conservative.
I have an objection to it being barred. I have an objection.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's the point.
They
Oh,
have
that's
an
a great
objection
question.
to it. They're going
That is a great question. What about trans men versus beer? Since they're men. Brian, please, Brian.
to
Ask that.
legislate against it
Ask
being
it.
possible to do.
Okay.
Because they have PTSD.
Because they have
Okay,
PTSD of
here,
a
let me-
trans
how- I
woman.
don't-
Yeah,
Brian,
Brian, follow Andrew logic. What you're missing is the adjective. You're missing the adjective. You're making very good points, but you're missing the adjective. You have to put the adjective. You have to use the adjective that they're using to make their argument. You have to use it for yours. So Andrew's helping you use it. Andrew's helping you use it.
Like your fear.
Well, you can't say that. Like,
So the
you can't say.
legislation as a whole has trauma
Wait.
associated with
Well, I mean, it would have to from your worldview, right? If somebody stole a Snickers bar, they could conceivably, in your worldview, have as much trauma as somebody who, I don't know, witnessed a murder, right?
No.
No.
Oh, God forbid, a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
But a murder.
How? Well, so wait, is that objective then?
What do you mean?
So
What box
are you?
what do you want
There's
me to
there's no
agree to?
box. I'm just,
No, what is your goal with these questions?
Perfect. Nice job. See, Brian, you see what Andrew's doing? He's testing the logic. He's not trying to get back and forward, testing the logic.
Why aren't we asking every single person here the same questions?
Are you upset?
Not necessarily.
Are you upset because am I giving you too much attention? Is it upsetting to you? Do you want me to back off in the attention for you? Are the questions getting a little too hot for you? Are you having trouble?
I'll
now?
answer.
No. I want to answer. Are the questions getting a little too hot for you now?
No, I'm just wondering.
Well, then just answer them, and I'll answer yours. In fact, again, I'll make the same deal.
Why aren't we asking everybody else the same
No,
question?
who says
let
we
me
wouldn't?
answer that. Hold on, let me answer that.
Oh, yeah, Andrew. Man. I know, Brian. Sometimes you want to jump in and say first your show. Hey, man, I respect that. It's your show. I think that's great. That's great. That last interaction, that's what we need. That's what we need, man. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.